Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be quickly covering my best settings here in Modern Warfare 3. These are very similar to my Modern Warfare 2 settings, so if you're really not interested and you just want to watch the gameplay, feel free to skip ahead to that. But let's jump through my settings. We got controller, graphic, audio, things like that. So let's quickly jump through my controller settings here. We have three options in controller, aiming, and gameplay. So I don't believe I touch anything in the actual controller option here. It says I have vibration on, but I use a scuff. I actually don't have rumbles in the controller, so it doesn't vibrate. I don't even bother turning that off, but personally, I like to have no vibration there. So this is also where you find your dead zones. I have a brand new controller, so I don't have to touch any of that, but if that's what you're looking for, that's where you can find it. Over here into aiming, this is where you're gonna find your sensitivities and stuff like that. I personally run 8.8. That can be fast to some people or even possibly slow, but this is going to be a preference sensitivity type thing. You need to go into custom games or go into a TDM, start out going really fast or really slow and working your way down or up to find the sweet spot. Everybody's comfortable sensitivity is different. I know there are some pro Call of Duty players that play on like 5.5 sensitivity, but there are also some that play on like 9.9 or 10.10. It is going to be a preference thing. Find your sweet spot, find where you're comfortable, and eventually you may want to bump it up or bump it down depending on where you're at. So we also find your sensitivity multipliers here. I personally don't touch any of these. We're going to keep scrolling down. I don't know how much of this I actually touch, but we do have our aim response curve type if you scroll down, and that is going to be dynamic. You want to make sure your aim response curve type is dynamic. That's that rotational style of aim assist, so it's going to help you while enemies are going through your crosshairs side to side versus just right in front of you. Heading down here to your sensitivity multiplier in focus. So the sensitivity multiplier is basically going to slow down while you're aiming down the sights. I have mine at a comfortable 0.8 here. This is going to be, once again, a preference, but if you're unsure of where to go, I would highly recommend you start with 0.8 and go down or up to find the comfortable spot. And when we scroll down, you have your target aim assist. You want that turned on, and your target aim assist type, I have it on default. It's the same as Modern Warfare 2. The other ones just tend to not be as good. You have precision, focusing, and Black Ops. Stick to default. I find the most success with default paired up with that dynamic aim assist. And that, I believe, is going to be it. We're going to head over to gameplay here. Automatic tactical sprint. If you're not running something like a shotgun, I highly recommend you turn automatic tactical sprint on. It's going to save your joysticks, and it's going to make it so your thumb's not throbbing in pain from spamming the sprint button. But if you're running like a semi-auto shotgun where you're hip firing, anything that you're going to be hip firing with, make sure you turn that off. I don't believe there's anything else I touch here other than there's, I believe, the slide option here, which I don't even know where that is. I had it turned off in the first day of the game. There should be an option here to turn off dolphin diving altogether. I just don't really know where it is. So give me a second here, there might be a little cut. I went right by it. So it's right here. It's underneath that locked grounded mantle or whatever. You just scroll down, you have your slide and dive behavior. I personally have that on slide only. Dolphin diving doesn't seem to really be a big factor in this game because sliding is very effective. You slide pretty far. So I have slide only. Preference though, you can set this to only dive, only slide. That's another option I did change in my controller settings. So we're going to quickly jump through audio here. Make sure your audio mix is on bass boost. And then when you head down here to your volumes, you're going to have things like master volume. You're going to have gameplay music. Turn your gameplay music off. Yes, it sounds intense and whatnot, but you're going to miss some important audio cues with that on. And this is also cinematic. I don't really know what this does. I turned it off. I don't know if this has anything to do with in-game. But make sure anything that applies to music in game, you turn that all the way down just so you don't miss important audio cues. I don't believe I touched anything else in audio, however, so we're going to quickly jump over into the graphic settings. So I'm going to quickly jump through my graphic settings for my PC people, but there's also some stuff here on console that you guys need to pay attention to. So if you're on console, make sure you guys are paying attention. So there's nothing in this first tab here that I believe applies to the actual consoles themselves, but there is one in quality here that I know of, and that is going to be fidelity cast. This is going to be your sharpening tool or your upscaling. Make sure you guys have that turned on and turned all the way up. It's going to make your game look much more sharp. Your edges are going to be much more sharp, I guess is the best way to put it. Make sure you guys have fidelity cast on, and then I don't believe there's anything else here for console in this particular tab, but for my PC people, if you guys want to pause and copy some of my settings down, feel free to do so. In the next tab in view, there's quite a bit for console, and that's going to be starting with FOV. It is a preference after all. I find that 120 isn't necessary in multiplayer just because the maps aren't necessarily as big as something like Warzone. You're not shooting all the way across the map most of the time. There's going to be a lot more close quarters engagements basically, My comfortable spot is 110. I believe a lot of the pro Call of Duty players play on anywhere between 100 and 110. It is a preference after all, though, so feel free to run whatever you want. For your ADS field of view, make sure you have that set at affected. And then for all this stuff, I didn't touch it whatsoever. Doesn't matter. Now we're heading down to world motion blur and weapon motion blur. Make sure you guys have that turned right off. Gives it a more realistic effect with the motion blur, but we're not chasing realism, we're chasing results. And a lot of the time when you're focused on realism, results aren't going to happen. So your film grain, make sure you have that turned all the way down. I don't know why they give this, why this is even an option, to be honest. Why would you want visual noise? Make sure you just turn that all the way down. And then for your first person camera movement, make sure you have that turned down at least 50%. Third person, I don't think we have a third person mode in this at all, so I just have that turned all the way down as well. And this is also where you find that invert flashbang. I actually don't mind the screen going white, but if you want to turn it black, that's where you're going to find it. And the last setting I want to cover is going to be an interface. And the most asked questions I get is, how do I change the color on the mini map? How do I change the color of the enemies? That's going to be in color customization right here. You want your HUD color palette set to custom. And this right here is where you can set all of your colors. And if you scroll down, you're going to want your color filter set to 2, your color filter target set to both, and then both set at 100. Really quick setting there, but that, if you want to copy this down as well, feel free to do so. But this is, I get this question asked like once a video, so if you guys are looking for this, this is exactly where to find it. It's going to be right in interface. You're going to scroll down a little bit, color customization. So we're going to be heading over to Scrapyard Domination to feature these settings. I'm waiting for them to bring Scrapyard back to Hardpoint, because let me tell you, I really want to play that map. One of my favorite maps in this entire game. Ton of fun playing with the SVA. So if you guys are looking forward to that gameplay, or you guys enjoyed the gameplay, you enjoyed the settings, make sure you guys hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. So I was gonna wait to play Scrapyard until it went back into Hardpoint, but I couldn't resist any longer, bro. I love this freaking map so much. Right now it's got some spawn issues, but this map is top tier. Like, can't get better than this. Without a doubt, the best map in the game, in my opinion. Super small, super fast pace, just the correct amount of chaos. So for a settings video, I'm not a big domination fan. I'm also working with a new SVA build here. I tell you what, this is one of those maps that I remember playing when I was younger. And it always stays the same, man. The only thing they did change, though, is these aren't windows anymore. You kind of got to, like, crouch through them. Not a big fan of that.
Check your dodgy aim. They shouldn't have underestimated me.
Spawns are still busted. They were always busted. They're still busted. And we already got another support helo. Maybe I misjudged domination a little too harshly. Doesn't seem to play that bad in this game, but I also don't know how the other maps are looking. The other maps could be awful. And the spawns do seem to be flipping a little fast, actually, for my liking here. Like, somehow they already were at A and C. I don't think I like that. I don't even know how that man got there. Okay, I don't know what my team is doing, but they're sitting back there, bro. It's me against the world. It's me against the world, dude. He's still gonna be there. Obviously, he's not moving. So we're gonna throw this right there. Yep, you're in there. Thank you.
You had that coming.
I didn't even know he was there until he shot at me. So, take that. My pace has slowed down a lot. Gotta get a grenade cooked right there. Oh, I don't know where both those nades went. He's obviously still in here, but where is he? Okay. This is gonna be a battle for me. To try to keep this objective. there another one here?
Grenade! Switching mag.
Sure, run into my headshot.
Grenade! Changing mags.
We need to get another streak here. We're a couple kills off.
We're taking Bravo. I'm hit!
Grenade!
Taking Alpha. We hold all objectives.
Switching mags.
You're looking at me being an OBJ player. Who would have thought?
Grenade out!
Enemy securing Bravo. Enemy taking Alpha.
I'm taking fire!
Who
Changing
would have
mags.
thought?
Objective Charlie is compromised. Get it back. We're losing Alpha. You're halfway to mission complete. Finish it.
Dude, I'm shooting at stuff.
Alpha. Objective Alpha is compromised. Get it. Enemy taking Bravo.
All right, that's a
Long-distance
VTOL.
relationships
That's big.
never last.
Enemy securing Bravo.
I don't expect a nuke, but VTOL is some like in my opinion, the best streak in the game. So locking that down.
Enemy UAV in the area. Securing objective Alpha.
Grenade!
Alpha secure.
There's 3 of them. That's. I got the advanced UAV. I can't complain. I thought I was making the play of the century there. I didn't realize there was gonna be 3 of them though.
Securing objective Bravo.
Switching mags. Need recon overhead.
Control to objective.
Whoa! What's your fire? Check your dodgy aim.
That advanced UAV is big though.
Taking effective fire. I'd rather not do that. Changing mags.
We're taking Alpha. Enemy taking Bravo.
Got more streaks.
Securing objective Alpha.
Grenade out. Switching mags.
All objectives secure. Keep it up. Losing Charlie.
In another
I'd rather not do that
VTOL.
again.
1131 flying out.
I need air support.
We're losing Alpha.
I get direct impact of that's crazy. That's crazy.
Securing Charlie.
Target area marked. Fire when ready.
We should win this game though now.
Our Overwatch helo. We're losing Charlie.
Sure. Didn't see that guy.
Changing mags.
64. Are they hiding? Yep.
Changing mags.
So they're spawning at B, which means they're probably actually spawning. Yep.
Changing
Astro
mags.
Boy left again. That's due that direct impact me with that launcher. Oh, teammate got the. We put the objective work in. They locked it down.
I'm taking fire.
Objective Alpha.
Oh, I'm shooting circles. Hold on.
Whoa.
He hiding. He's right here, right? Well, scrapyard, I guess. They need to put it back on hardpoint. I'd much rather play hardpoint.